And let's talk balkanization in a different context. Remember how Microsoft's xCloud gaming service is launching on Android but not iOS? Well, maybe that's because Apple has confirmed that cloud gaming services like xCloud or Google's Stadia violate App Store guidelines and will not work on iOS. Why? Apple says it doesn't like the fact that it cannot review each game offered as a part of these services, quoting The Verge. Microsoft, in a new statement given to The Verge on Thursday, says it could not find a solution to bringing xCloud to iOS via the App Store, and it now pins the blame solely on Apple, which it says stands alone in denying consumers the benefits of cloud gaming by, quote, consistently treating gaming apps differently and, quote, applying more lenient rules to non-gaming apps. The company adds it plans to continue looking for a way to bring cloud gaming and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to iOS devices, end quote. And you might remember that Facebook had its Facebook gaming app rejected time and again on iOS. Quoting The Verge, Facebook is joining Microsoft in condemning Apple's App Store policies today. The social media company is launching its Facebook gaming app for iOS, primarily an app used to watch streamers play video games, but has had to remove the app's mini games feature to pass Apple's strict App Store approval process. Facebook isn't happy about the compromise. Quote, unfortunately, we had to remove gameplay functionality entirely in order to get Apple's approval on the standalone Facebook gaming app, meaning iOS users have an inferior experience to those using Android, said Sheryl Sandberg, Facebook's chief operating officer, in a press statement given to The Verge. We're staying focused on building communities for the more than 380 million people who play games on Facebook every month, whether Apple allows it in a standalone app or not, end quote. Very interesting. Because, as we said, streaming games seems to be the future of the gaming industry, a pretty major industry. And the whole point of streaming gaming is the idea of gaming on whatever device is at hand, whatever screen is nearest to you. So if Apple sticks to this policy, does this mean that streaming gaming will not happen on iOS? That would be pretty huge. Also, why is Apple drawing the line at gaming? I mean, Apple doesn't get to approve every movie streamed by Netflix or any of the other streaming video iOS apps. The argument seems to be that game stores function like app stores, in effect, and that's why Apple doesn't like them. And of course, Apple doesn't have to allow other app stores inside its app store. Here's a tweet thread from John Gruber making this argument. Quote, I can see why folks aren't happy about it, but I don't think it's horse-s. Do you think Microsoft would let Apple Arcade on Xbox or PlayStation's streaming thing or Steam? Apple runs iOS like a console. Xbox is a console. Xbox doesn't allow a service like xCloud from other providers. So why should Apple, unless they agree to financial terms, end quote. To which I would note that EA has a store on Xbox, but I assume that means they've come to terms, which I guess is the point Gruber's trying to make.